All right, so today we're gonna tie a Robert's Yellow Drake. And if you live in Michigan and you don't have this in your fly box, you're missing out. This is actually probably one of the best local tied originated patterns that exists in my opinion. Super versatile platform. You can spin this thing off in a numerous different colors and sizes and pretty much imitate just about any hatch that we have here in Michigan. So we're gonna just do a standard Robert's Yellow Drake. This one's tied on a 12. You can fish this for a brown drake. A little bit big for sulphurs, but Cahills, stuff like that in that size range. Here we go. All right, so we're going to use a yellow thread. So we just want to go ahead and cover the hook with a good base of thread here. All right, for the tail, I'm just going to use moose body hair, 4 or 5 strands. You can substitute just about anything in here. Some guys will use pheasant tail fibers. I like the moose body hair, just preference. So I'm going to tie these in about the length of the hook, right before the bend. And I always take a wrap under my tails, kind of prop them up, splay them out a little bit. And then we're just going to continue wrapping this hair up just short of the eye, help maintain that taper. Now for the body, you can use deer hair, elk hair. I'm going to actually use elk hair on this one. I kind of like how it's kind of got a tannish, grayish, beige tipped overtone. Looks pretty sexy once you get it wrapped. It's also a little thicker hair, a little more buoyant. So we're just going to take a decent sized clump here. All right, go ahead and throw that in the stacker if you want. And I would just take a quick look at your tips. Sometimes the tips are a little busted up. This one's not too bad. So now we want this tail to kind of just creep in a little bit into the moose body hair. So kind of line that up, come in with a loose wrap or two. And then once you flare it, just go ahead and kind of spin the hair so it goes all the way around the hook. And then we're just going to do some crisscrossing wraps going back. And then again the opposite direction coming forward. And what I'll do is when I get done with that is I'll come in here and kind of trim this hair out from the underside. You can leave it if you want, but I don't like a lot of bulk in my drakes right here. Trim that off. Clean it up a little bit. Alright, now we want to bring our thread back 2, maybe almost 3 lengths of the eye of the hook. This is where we're going to tie in our wing. You could do this with natural colored deer hair if you wanted. It'd be a little hard to see in the evenings. I will do that sometimes for the daytime bite. But for this example, we're going to use some white deer belly hair. And it may take you a little while, a couple flies to kind of get a good gauge for how much you need for the wing. Always best to have a little too much. You can always pull it out. So we're going to lay this on top. I want that wing to kind of extend to the end of the body here. And we'll just tie it in right on top. Kind of let that hair flare and you can just pull it back up from the bottom again. Trim this out. And clean up that area a little bit with your thread. And then the next thing we need to do is add a couple hackles. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and prop this wing up just a little bit. Give myself a little space to work here. Alright, so we're just going to use a couple of brown hackles I pre-sized. Kind of pair them up here. And I'm going to strip this down by the base, tie it in. And then we're going to post up the swing a little bit. Trim that out now. Advance our thread to the front. And we're just looking to get 3 or 4 turns of hackle around the swing. And then once you get onto your last turn here, if you kind of grab the wing, pinch it, and then pull on your hackles a little bit, that'll help tighten everything up in there. Give it a nice clean look when you're done. And go ahead and whip finish. And trim our hackles out here. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple fly, very effective, pretty durable. Robert Hill Drake.